Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Warhammer Chaosbane, and today, my friends, we're going to be taking a look at the upcoming DLC, which shall be launched on December 16th, which is going to feature the Tomb Kings. Yes, we're going to be going to the spooky, scary lands of Nehekara to look for some trinkets, some treasures. Perhaps we'll be ambushed by Oshopti, Tomb Scorpions, maybe some Ark in the Black, Cots, etc. action. I don't know, we haven't really gotten that far yet, so we'll certainly find out. Now again, guys, this video is sponsored by Big Ben Interactive and Chaosbane, so thank you guys for sending over the early access to this DLC. They've also sent over some high-level characters. My character that I play typically, I put in a little bit of experience with all the characters, but the one I have very high level is the Empire Soldier. So in this preview, I'm going to be playing the Dwarf Slayer. So bear with me, guys, as it's a maxed out Dwarf Slayer, and I'm still learning some of the abilities and combos and things like that. So I'll do my best to put on a good showcase. But nonetheless, if you guys are interested in the game, there is going to be a link in the comment section as well as the description below. It's available on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. And you guys can check out the game using the description below. So yeah, for anyone who's wondering about the game in general, I know the last time I did a video on this was quite some time back when the game first came out. But for anyone who's wondering, it is an action RPG, so much like Diablo 2, set in Warhammer Fantasy. And you're going to be seeing a lot of familiar characters. For example, in the first rendition of the game, or I guess the initial game, you're fighting the 4 different Chaos Gods in 4 different respective acts, which is quite cool. You run into Techless, you run into some familiar faces. So for anyone who's coming from my Total War Warhammer 2 stuff, you're going to see some familiar faces for sure. And yeah, I'm quite eager. This is going to be the first time I'm jumping in. I'm going to be starting the Tomb Kings expansion with you guys in this video. So we're just going to be jumping right into the story and we'll be just walking through it together. So yeah, it should be pretty wild. Now, it is a multiplayer game, and I think that's where it really shines. There are certain ways you can build your classes that really, have good force multipliers, right? So for example, if you're playing the Dwarf Slayer or the Empire Soldier, the Dwarf Slayer, for example, has like battle cries, which increase HP on your allies and different things like that. So there's a bunch of ways to play if you want to play in a group, but today's build I'm using is going to be a Dwarf Slayer who's like he's the straight up just get in there and do a ton of damage kind of guy. And I kind of like that. The Empire Soldier, I played a lot of Empire Soldier, and he's a little bit more fun for me when you're playing in a group because of his protective abilities. His DPS, like in solo, is okay, but I feel like the Dwarf Slayer, just based on kind of playing around with the guy I got here, seems pretty darn strong. So we're going to be going for a high DPS build, basically foregoing all of our defensive capabilities, and yeah, we'll see how it works out. I don't know, but yeah, we're going to be going for a fire build, a bleeding build, stunning build. It's going to be high damage. Yeah, there's 4 characters. Empire Soldier, again, he's frontline tank dude. He can go for some more DPS builds. You can even go for like a rifleman build. All kinds of wild stuff you can do there. We're going to be, there's also a High Elf Mage. Yes, that's the other one. And if I do some videos with the great Italian Spartacus, which we might do some together, he'll probably end up playing the High Elf Mage, I would imagine. So yeah, it's your classic caster. He has snares. He has pretty good mobility in the form of like teleportation. It's cool. But of course, for me, I'm either a son of Sigmar or a son of Grungni here. So we're going to be doing a Dwarf Slayer for our gameplay. And the last character, which is the one my wife plays quite a bit, is the Wood Elf Waywatcher. So this is kind of like your sniper character, your ranged character, has like pets. I think it can summon dryads and things like that. It's pretty cool. So yeah, in the initial game, you fight against all 4 Chaos Gods, but in this DLC, it's going to be focused on the Tomb Kings. So in just a moment, guys, we'll be giving you a breakdown about the DLC, talking about kind of the setting and everything. And yeah, we'll see you guys in just a second. Alright guys, so as far as the time period goes, this takes place during the reign of Magnus the Pious. So essentially, since the return of Magnus to the great city of Nuln, which I believe at this time period was actually the capital of the Empire, Fenrir, a comrade of the High Lore Master Teclis, has been building a foundation, an anchor upon which the Altdorf Colleges of Magic will be built. So essentially the Amethyst Order, which is kind of, they actually have them in Total War Warhammer. Of course, you have the Amethyst Wizard, which is the spooky death magic stuff. It makes sense that they'd be like down in these lands, right? Just causing problems in Nehekara, looking for some of that Ark in the Black magic. They want you to go explore the desert plains of Nehekara. So your mission is to just basically protect the expedition. And, who knows? Maybe we'll find out there's some plot twists. Maybe the Amethyst Order's up to something no good. We're going to have to fight them. I'm not really sure. It's going to be interesting. So yes, we have to go down there and see what's going on beneath the crypts and the cursed sands. So guys, that is kind of the general consensus here. And now we're going to be jumping right in. I'll show you my Dwarven Slayer, and we'll look at all the cool builds, and I'll give you guys a breakdown of the itemization and everything. It's pretty complex. There's like a crafting system. There's all sorts of stuff like that, but I can only do so much explaining it to you without looking. So guys, without further ado, let us jump in and have some fun. See you guys in a sec.
The Great War against Chaos had been won, not just through courage and skill at arms, but through the contributions of human battle wizards, hastily trained by Lore Master Teclis and his High Elf companions from Ulthuan. By the time the war was over, it was clear to Magnus that for the old world to survive, the winds of magic must be harnessed in service to the Empire. And so, as the army returned to Nuln, plans were laid to gather novice wizards from all across the Empire and create a repository of arcane knowledge that would become the Colleges of Magic at Altdorf. Lord Fenrir has asked you to join the college's most dangerous and ambitious mission to date, a research expedition by the newly founded Amethyst Order to the undead kingdom of Nehekara. The expedition, led by Professor Johannes Dürer, has already reached the Nehekaran city of Bel Aliad. Dürer is preparing to explore the crypt of the priest king Neb Maket. But the expedition is beset by danger on all sides and is in dire need of help. Braving a long and dangerous path, you will join Dürer in Nehekara. Your task is to protect the expedition and help recover any treasures found in Neb Maket's crypt.
Grimnir's beard for a lifeless place. If I didn't know better, I'd say that a slayer's been here. Let's get to camp and make sure everyone's still in one piece.
And so begins our journey in the lands of Nehekara. So let's go ahead and take a look at our itemization, our skills, all that good stuff. So firstly, we're going to be looking at the skills here. So you can see you have this whole bracket of skills, and these are essentially where you apply your skills. You have your left click, you have your right click, you have 1 through 4, you have passive skills, and you have god skills. So essentially this is the Savage Swing here. This is your basic attack. This is much like just your auto attack that you're going to be using to build up energy, regeneration, or rage in the case here of the Slayer. So Savage Swing, strike with a wide axe blow in a circular arc. So this is not going to be quite as powerful against like single targets, but again, based on the build we're doing, you guys will see it's pretty damn strong, because the main thing about it is that it inflicts a bleeding effect. So as we go through these other abilities, you guys are going to see that there's other things here that do, of course, synergize with our bleeds and our fire damage and whatnot. So you can see these are our basic skills. So these are the energy generation ones, or the rage, or depending on what class you're playing, they're each a different kind of thing. So we've leveled it up here to the max, the Savage Swing, and it's just like kind of an arc attack here. And here's the next one. This is Fury. This is like kind of like a frenzy type effect. You're basically just going to go super aggressive on a single target, but I found that the AoE damage is very, very useful. I mean, yeah, on bosses it's a little bit less efficient to use this arcing attack, but with the bleed effect and our synergies, it's pretty damn good. And you can even go with like an axe throw build if you want. So there's like so many wild ways you can build it, and there's actually some pretty dynamic, skill trees and things like that. So here, of course, you have the axe throw is mastered. I prefer to get fisticuffs, get close, so we're going to be playing that way. These are advanced skills, so this is Shred, advanced while dealing brutal axe blows that heal you if it hits the enemy. I mean, there's so many different ones to kind of focus on here, so just for the sake of this video, we're going to be looking at the ones we've selected. So our right click is going to be the Call to Oath, let out a war cry that sacrifices health, so that's kind of a synergy here. We lose health and we get, benefits. It's kind of like the Slayer seeking his doom, right? So it sacrifices health and stuns and deals fire damage to our enemies. Enemies that are already stunned before the war cry takes place take massive damage. You can stun them, use this, and it's just a neat little ability here. And any players hit are granted a damage bonus for a few seconds. So if you are playing with someone else, it gives them a little bit of a boost to damage, which is really helpful if you're playing with like the Empire Soldier. You're both in the front line, you pop this battle cry, and it does some work. So yeah, fire damage, AoE stun, not bad. And our other ability here is the Ancestor's Gift. So this is equipped on our 1 slot. So as soon as if you're about to take big burst damage, there's a big activatable spell coming in from an enemy. I was about to say hero or lord, but I'm just in the Warhammer mindset. But if you're facing off against like a boss or something like that, you become invulnerable and you can use skills for 4 seconds without consuming energy. So basically you use this when your rage bar is filled up, and then you spam your spells, and you can get like a lot of cool combos and things like that off. Next, we have the Mountain's Wrath mastered. So strike the ground, creating a fiery area. So it's basically another AoE spell. All rage charges are consumed, but they grant bonus damage. So basically you want to use the Mountain's Wrath when your rage is full. It spends all the rage, but it does a ton of damage. It's quite powerful. So the Blood of the Mountain is one that's really, really cool looking. Summon a powerful jet of lava and molten rocks. So you summon the Dwarven Ancestor God here, and he breathes some fire on your opponents, has a chance to stun them. And bleeding enemies stop bleeding, but they take extra fire damage. So that's the whole combo. You get them to bleed, but for every bleed they're taking, essentially, they take extra damage from this. So that's kind of the combo. It cauterizes the wound, but they take extra damage, I suppose. Next, we have the Last Bastion. This is Warcry, more of like a team ability, but we're still going to use it. It increases your maximum health, and it generates energy and rage. So yeah, it gives you a passive ability, has a short cooldown, but you can spam it to get extra energy and things like that, which is neat. Now, those are like your main activatable abilities here. And now as far as our passives go, you're going to see synergies with our bleeding mechanic. So bleeding deals more damage. Each attack has a chance to stun bleeding enemies, which is great. So like you're swinging with your axe, you're going wild, you're causing bleed effects, but also once they are bleeding, they can then be stunned on top of that. There's a chance for that, which is cool. So 10%, I mean, that's pretty good, right? Next we have Death Blow. Stunned enemies take more damage. So again, they're bleeding, they get stunned, they take more damage. You guys are starting to see the kind of the combo here. And these are the passive abilities. We'll show you guys all that here. And next we have Fiery Rage. This is one of our big Papa abilities. Using a fire skill grants a chance to self-immolate. And while you're immolated, you deal more damage. It's just, it looks pretty cool also. So basically, most of our attacks here are fire skills. Call to Oath does fire damage, if I'm not mistaken. You can see here in the little tooltip. I can't quite show you both, but yeah, it does fire damage. We also have fire damage here. We have fire damage here. So it's like a fire bleeding build. Pretty heavy metal for sure. Master Blacksmith, so this basically just gives you 10% flat damage across the board, which is quite good. And you wear a lucky charm that increases your luck and critical hit chance. That one costs like 0 to equip, and as does the Master Chef. So that gives us maximum health of 10%. So if you scroll down here, you can see the God skills, and you can of course level these up based on how you want to spec. This is the one that we are going to be using that gives the Invulnerable here. This is the one that gives us the Master's Mountain. So it strikes the ground, it's AoE damage. Grimnir's Blessing here, we haven't gone this way, but again, this one does do some physical damage, and we're going more for fire damage. So there's so many to choose from. These are passive skills as well, so some are going to be pertaining to rage management, some are for ranged attacks. This one is the blood of the Dawi. So, I mean, we could even equip this. We could like replace one of these bad boys. This one, to lower your health, the less damage taken. So it's like the more beat up you are, the more durable you become, which is very, very thematic for a Slayer, right? So there's just so many to go from here. These are the passive God skills. So here, for example, this was one I was trying. To lower your health, the more damage is increased and energy cost is reduced. So this is like the Slayer's Death Wish ability. And if you wanted to equip this, basically you can see it shows you where you can equip it. So I could replace some of these abilities here, but this build is pretty good. We're going to keep it as it is for now. Down here, we do also have using a fire skill grants the chance to self-immolate. You guys saw that. Collector's Guild skills. So there's miscellaneous things for the campaign as well. So if you're starting a new character, I find that these are more useful. You can equip these while you're just doing easy quests and learning the game. You get more gold, just minor things like that. You get a little bit more energy here and there using a Master Alchemist. So I could replace any of these, but again, we're going to stay with those. And of course, much like most action RPGs, you do have a method of healing. It is on a cooldown, so you need to be relatively careful with that. And yeah, so these are all your different skills. And you can look here, you can see the status. This is going to show us the gems which you use for the crafting system. And you can see your like general stats here, like your crit chance, your cost reduction, all that kind of good stuff. And this is the campaign specific stuff. And here's the God skill tree. So this is the one that you do spend the gems on to kind of level up here. So you can see we do have the Ancestor's Gift. And this is very much the kind of style of build we've gone down. Maximum energy, just doing damage output, a very aggressive build, not really going into any of the defensive skills like the Rock Hard. That's what she said. So we didn't go that way, but basically we went over this way. And yeah, we're just going for like a very DPS heavy build. I don't know how well it's going to work out, but I think on that note, let us go ahead and begin. So again, on the one slot, we have our standard swinging attacks. You can see this here. Right here, we do also have the, when I mouse over that, we have the Call to Oath. So I'm just getting familiar because I usually play the Empire Soldier, so all these abilities are a little bit new to me. So I'm going to be trying to have the optimal engagements here. But again, I might not be using it super efficiently, but we're going to have some fun. So we'll begin by using the Shout, and then we're going to go advance. We have to take out some enemies here. Oh, look, a chest. Treasure. Give me that good stuff here. Look at this. It looks like a Tomb Guard right there. We have a couple here, so you can see it's AoE damage as well, so we should just crump those basic troops pretty easily. Yeah, it's explaining how to heal. I know you hit the Q button. Pretty good. Let's see what else we can find here. Oh, juke that out. And we have that self-immolate, so you can see our guys like always on fire, which is really cool. So even if we just like run near them, watch this. It just like... Yes, we just burn them down. Oh yes, the proud Slayer. And if you hit spacebar, I forgot to mention this. Each class has kind of like a dodger, so I can kind of like leap around and dodge things. He throws like a grappling hook, which is pretty neat. So, oh yeah, I got to show you guys the good ability. So that's the AoE slam, but check this one out. Oh yeah, give it to me. There we go. Keep that shout active. You want to make sure to do that as well. Generate rage here, all that good stuff. Yes, we'll karate chop these guys as well. I'm gonna dodge that arrow, bro. You got nothing on me here. Might have to raise the difficulty. I can't remember. Because these usually these like introductory monsters, although they're taking a couple blows. And this is just like the warm-up area. What are these things? These are like little scarabs or something, or lampreys? What are those things? I have no idea. Anyways, yeah, so the second one is becoming invulnerable. We don't really care about that quite yet, not until we're fighting like a big blob of dudes. It's pretty cool though. Yeah, looks like there's many Tomb Scorpions. Imagine if they had like Tomb Scorpion packs in Total War Warhammer, like that you had to like chase down, right? We'll go over here, we'll drop some sweet AoE damage. Damn, that did a lot of work. I think we just have to like straight up kill these guys here. Drop our battle cry, grappling hook. I think it's actually just faster than running. It's just grappling hooking around. Just about, yeah. Although there's a little bit of a stagger at the end of it here, so So we'll use our invulnerable effect, so you'll know, oh, okay, it's showing you the archetype ability, so that launches yourself in the direction of the cursor. So currently we're invincible, we can't be taking any damage for a couple seconds, and all the abilities are basically free at that point, during the duration of that effect. Just running and roasting these guys, pretty great.
Just another second,
Drop a little AoE damage. Gotta love the Slayer. I know. It's like, I know, I used it. Be gone, tutorial. I played this a little bit. Not too much, but we have some experience here.
No.
So that's on a pretty short cooldown, that invulnerability thing. Man, Slayer has some really, really good abilities. Yeah, we're just like using all our OP ones here. Drop our battle cry again.
Another second.
Wow, that's a really short cooldown, this one. So at the cost of health, stuns and deals fire damage, enemies already stunned. Yeah, I just gotta like get used to the synergies here. So really the main thing is making sure this one, we get them bleeding first before we use the big fire damage here. Yeah, and that one consumes our rage as well. So basically, I think like the optimal rotation is going to be bleed, 2, and then 3.
No, I need more time.
Yeah, so we'll get the bleeds going as well. Go invulnerable here. Oh no, that's the wrong one. I always get them confused. Roast through these guys. Just run through the whole game like this. Just with a giant dwarf breathing fire on our head. Just pretty heavy metal. Yeah, so basically you guys are probably wondering why. I have an armor piece that basically has, I forget which one it is, but it has perpetual immolation. So it grants a fiery aura. It's Grimnir's Herald. It's like a legendary set, basically. So this guy has like a constant just roasting going on here. Oh. Yeah, so we'll just give these guys a business real quick here. You can also hold down shift, because sometimes if you click, your guy will run, but if you hold down shift, he'll just like stand and swing like that, which is quite good. Probably should change the buttons here. Usually the way I have my Empire Soldier set up is a little bit different, but yeah. It's really useful to have that immolating aura, so I can just like run through these guys. Like I don't even have to click. It's quite nice for my wrist tendonitis as well. I can just not click. Just run through them. Yes, the dwarf sees treasure. Even the Dwarven Slayer can't resist that. So once you go and get some treasure, you can compare the stats here to see. So for example, this master crafted ring, you can see the comparison. So we lose a little bit of this and that, but we also gain some other stats here. But so for the most part, like none of these are that much better. Critical hit chance is pretty important for me, so I'm going to keep that. So nothing is quite as good as what we've gotten here. We're going to keep trundling down this way. Yes, good. Ghost Slayer. And again, the difficulty might not be perfect. It is on Chaos 5, which I believe is the one that was suggested to us in terms of difficulty. So we'll see if we encounter any bosses here. Throw our pickaxe. I wonder if we can go across like ravines and things like that, like some of these terrain features. No, not quite. Okay. We're gonna keep working our way through. Am I just going backwards? Oh my god, did I just run backwards? Oh my god, I'm a fool of a chook. Fool of a chook! It would appear the village is this way. A little bit of a diversion earlier got me sent back towards the beginning, but yeah, now we're going to go into the village here, hopefully. Nice little bloodletter there, having been defeated in previous acts. Just looking a little bit pissed off. Oh, hello. Okay, so the base camp, it looks like it's over this direction. Okay, so we got to hustle, even though the whole map here is kind of revealed. Interesting. Tomb guards with halberds. Nice, a little bit more melee defense on these guys, perhaps. Get some bleeds going. I want to use my AoE damage abilities, but nothing has quite warranted it yet. So let's gather up a big like posse of these guys. And then we can use this, use the little breath attacks. Oh yeah, look at that. It's angry dwarf there. Gotrek would be proud. So we're gonna keep running to the south. We can just kind of skip most of these guys for now. But we could use our 2 ability, which is this one. This one, yeah. So we want to get the rage charges full up on this one, and that one consumes our rage. There we go. Okay. And these are the little rage mechanics there. Those, if you guys look here, you can see that little like red orb being filled up. It's something that you basically just get. Because this is our energy, but the rage is something a little bit different. Yeah, those like red orbs are the ones that grant you the rage. So.
No, I need more time.
Pop that again. Give our big ability. Let's do our battle cry. Just kind of keep things rolling. And yeah, pretty powerful build for sure. Granted, we haven't really had a hard test yet. Do some AoE damage once again. And I think I have like a pet following me. There's like some ghostly pet kind of following me this way. We can grappling hook over here. We can drop all these nice AoE damage abilities. Get in there, get the rage mechanics. Once you get a full rage bar, you can do some pretty crazy stuff. I'll actually show you guys. There's like a mode you can enter where your character just goes like kind of berserk. Oh, launch, brother. Yes. Grappling hook traveling. All right, so we're in the encampment. Surprised there's so many skeletons outside. They're just kind of letting that slide here. So it looks like this is the equivalent. Yeah, this is the guy where basically you can trade, you can sell things, you can a lot of stuff like that. But again, we're going to be focusing mainly on the progression here.
Ah, you must be the
This guy's totally evil.
champion Lord Finrir promised us.
Come on.
I am Professor.
Did you really trust this guy?
The leader of this expedition.
Okay. What else you got for me, man?
Well met, friend. They call me Braggy Axebiter.
It's quite a boss name.
I carved my way through an army of dead men
I
to
wouldn't quite
reach
call
you,
it that.
Professor. What sort of foul magic is at work here?
That is what we are here to learn. Nehekara is the kingdom of the undead, ruled by dark sorceries we only dimly understand. The Amethyst
Dark in the
Order
left.
stands to
It's
learn
him.
a great deal from the Tomb Kings. Now that you are here, their secrets will soon be ours. The base camp
It's making
here
me do
has
all the
lots
work.
to offer, being so far from civilization, but you're welcome to.
Quest rewards. We get some experience, which is cool. You can see the experience bar here. It's quite good. Get a little bit of G's. We can buy some trinkets for ourselves. And Desert Resilience. So we actually unlock like a passive skill. So Desert Resilience is like one of the passive skills I can equip to my character that is unique to this area. So I could equip it, but I think the ones I have are a little bit better. But nonetheless, we'll take a look. So if we go here to our skills, we go to the very bottom, there's like area specific ones. So Desert Resilience 1, Hero of the Desert. So Desert Resilience got leveled up. Grants invulnerability for a few seconds when health is low. So basically this is like if you're about to go, it gives you an invuln for a couple seconds and it has like a long reset cooldown. So it costs 7. We have 3 available, so we'd have to replace something here. Last Bastion. Yeah, we'd have to replace one of our really sweet ones here. So I don't think we're going to do that, but
Today,
let's see what he's got.
Nehekara is a barren desert. But thousands of years ago, it was known as the Blessed Land, home to the oldest human civilization in the
wow.
world.
Poor Citra. Just all bony and sad.
According to the legends, the priest kings of Nehekara were obsessed with death and resurrection. They were served by a mortuary cult of priests and mystics
goddamn, that's DJ
devoted
Goddamn.
to mastering the secrets of eternal life. Nebmaket was one such king who ruled the city of Bel Alia during the 5th dynasty. Of all the tombs we've found, his is almost perfectly preserved, protected by layers of magical wards.
Not to mention hidden traps and
Who's
tireless
this?
undead guards.
Oh my goodness.
Braggy Axebiter, this is Marguerite, a wizard of the Amethyst Order and second in command of the expedition.
Plot
We've had
thickens.
some luck exploring the outer chambers of Nebmaket's tomb, but the inner crypt, where Nebmaket's sarcophagus lies, along with the really valuable treasures, is still sealed. We believe that the key to unsealing the crypt may be hidden inside a temple adjoining the tomb.
Your first task is to escort Marguerite into the tomb and search for any clues that could help us open the crypt. I'll await you here.
Of course you will. Wait, is she supposed to come with me? No, okay, it's like, you shall escort her, but she's gonna wait here and use magic to teleport. So here is this, yeah, you can see this is like the traveling. So we could go to some of the other destinations. You have Norska, you have the Empire. These are from the previous freaking Axe, Nurgle, Khorne, all that cool stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm actually a Warhammer 40k army. I know it's a little bit unrelated, but I'm working on a Khorne Night Lord's army, which is going to be pretty cool. Look at that, skeleton just lurking out here. Yeah, these ones, it seems like they're getting a little bit tankier. So now that our rage bar is getting full here, it's yeah, there's, although it looks a little bit different than my Emperor Soldier. I'll have to get used to that. All right, so let's drop some AoEs here, get some damage going there. We'll use this combo here and then drop some hot flames so they don't cost any energy. Oh yeah, oh yeah, give me that. Get out of here, you bone daddies. Oh, we can like teleport with the little axe pull there as well. You get that bleeds. Let's see the bleeding effects. Yeah, it's pretty big damage for sure. Granted, these are just like chaff. This is literally like the introductory stuff. It's just like, yes, learn how to use your, get used to this axe, things like that. Because it is a separate from the kind of, it's not in the same orders like the 1 through 4. It's kind of its own separate thing. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Boom.
Let's give them a little respite.
Can I pull over this? That was my question. No, I can't. Okay, I have to go this way. Looks like Carrion coming after us, which is fine. Does some fire damage, which is really cool. I love having those dot effects. And the main quest, invasions. Yeah, we'll do the main quest. So yeah, these are some of the late game things you can do, like a boss rush, which is like a kind of a special event where you rush and try and meet certain thresholds. Expedition. These are like the late game modes, which we did discuss in the previous one, but it certainly adds some flavor. But for this, we're going to be doing the main quest because the narrative aspect of it is quite fun. All right. Tomb Kings. Here we go. So we're in the tomb now. They're getting some pot shots on us here. That's fine, not a problem. Yes. Yes. Get the AoE damage. Do the battle cry. Drop some flamethrower action. Extreme overkill. I always was like, I thought it'd be really cool if there was a battle in Total War Warhammer where you could actually go into the tombs. This is actually a pretty cool looking aesthetic here. It's like a treasure chest on the far side. I've always been, when I play with Anna, like she loves digging through like every treasure chest and like exploring every nook and cranny, and I'm always like, which way is it to finish the mission? It's so funny. We have that kind of a duality of that. Is it just me, or when I'm running like this, does it look like the Slayer guy is like... Oh, I think that's because of my battle cry thing. Good night, sweet skeleton. Give me that fragment and we'll call it a day. Alrighty, so here we go. Do a little AoE damage on those guys. Get those bleed effects going here. Because, like, honestly, a single bleed seems to finish these guys off. So I can just, like, methodically, like, chop them once, and the bleed, based on the specs of our build, will finish them off, it seems. And hit the tab button to open up the map as well. And they did mention that the characters, the preset characters they sent to us might be a little bit powerful. So obviously if you were playing this with like a newer character or a progressing character, it wouldn't be quite as easy. Although, you know, we haven't fought anything really hard yet like a boss, so we'll get a gauge of it once we do get there. I would seem we've come into a tomb. Let's go invulnerable here for a couple seconds, pop our AoE, mitigate some of the damage coming in. Take some of that sweet treasure. Oh, we'll probably have to go trade that. Oh, look at that one. That one gives us like a... You can see like the dwarf character, he doesn't like have armor like utilized in the same way. So it's pretty different. Like he just gets like runes and different haircuts and eye patches and stuff. All right, here we go. Making Grungni proud for sure. All right, so let's head down here. See what's down in this this aspect of the tomb. Let's use our aura to deal with all those annoying little critters. That was one of the main reasons I picked this build, is because it has like all these like immolation effects, so I don't have to like, you know, be super you know, gamey about things here. Oh yeah, roast them, boys, roast them. We're gonna come through here. Yes, and it auto picks up things too, so you don't have to like worry about that, which is really nice. Doing some damage there. A little bit of that, a little bit of this. Let's keep heading down this way. I'm just gonna gather up like a million models. Okay, now you can see we're starting to take some damage. So now, okay, this is good. This is where it starts to get a little bit more challenging. Seems like there's a, yeah, this is good. Okay. So we're gonna drop some hot fire on this guy. You guys remember the Chappelle Show back in the day? When they had that character like dial on, he's like, I'm here to just spit some hot fire. All right, so you've hit alt, it pulls up all the treasure as well. So we might have some upgrades now. Yeah, I almost like actually went down there. I was not paying attention because like up until that point, there hadn't been too many challenging fights, right? Let's gather up a bunch of boys, pop the invuln, do our AoEs, and then do the dragon's fire. Yes. Oh, it's a new Shopti Grapo. Oh, that's cool. You guys see that? Yeah. So the invuln really nice. When you get in the middle of a blob, you just pop that and just go ham. We're gonna power rush this mission here. Yes, boys. I'm gonna give you guys a nice little AoE, little poking. It's really nice for crowd clearing. Got to make sure to grab those little rage things here. You can see. Yeah, I forget exactly how it works with the Dwarven Slayer. I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more. Nothing can stop us. That's right. Nothing can stop the might of the proud Dawi. It's pretty cool. Fury of the Mountain. We head further into the tomb. We delve forth. Let's go invuln. Let's pop our AoEs. Let's cleave. Getting used to this stuff here. Yes. It's a little bit spooky in here, though, I must admit.
No, I need more time.
Need more time. And yeah, probably the second video I do in this will be with Italian Spartacus. So stay tuned for that, guys. We'll be continuing the mission. So once he catches up to me wherever I get today, we'll be continuing together there. All right, let's drop the flamethrower. We have a tightly packed. Oh, that's such a good ability. That's so cool. I'm curious to see how the damage output is against like bosses or like big boys. So in today's video, we're gonna go until we fight like a big kind of boss of this area. Search for clues. It would appear that this is a clue. Oh, look who just showed up out of nowhere. She's like, oh yeah, I just kind of.
The hieroglyphs are hard to make
She looks
out,
like,
but they appear to be part of a ritual.
she looks like Avatar Aang from The Last Airbender, but a little bit.
I need to copy this down. Keep searching and see what else.
Hey, what's this? Some kind of test, I reckon.
I just want to run around shirtless with a mohawk and be awesome as well. All right, so she's going to just not do anything, of course, while I go do all the work, which is fair. That's right. That's right. Battle cry as well. Oh, more AoE damage. Just all the abilities. God, the cooldown is so short on that. It's only 12 seconds to go invulnerable. And it lasts for 4, so you can like... Oh. What is this? You haven't completed... Okay, so that's just another way out, it would appear. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, it feels like... I was like, is this some elusive path here? So we have to go keep exploring some of the areas we haven't hit. Give me those treasures. Be gone, wenches. Fury of the Mountain, that's right. She's just there, like, pointing at the walls. I should just lure some skeletons and see if she can fight. Alright. So if we take a look here, it looks like we do have 3 ruins. So let's go ahead and try those out. So it looks like it's the... okay, so we got the beetle in the center. The beetle is coming. Let us find the beetle. And we're like puzzles. I know some people enjoy this stuff. But, you know, I'm a slayer. He's all about business. He's not about solving puzzles. Leave that for the wizards. Alright, so up here we have the eyes, the last one. Let's see if that is going to do it.
Job's done.
Job's done. We have done it. Leave the temple. Okay. She's just going to hang out here. Alright, have fun with the hordes of skeletons, which I'm sure you're ill-equipped. I don't think your spirit leeches or fate abunas are going to help you here. Throw our grappling hook to escape even quicker. That's got to be faster than just running. Alright. So let's head back to the village and see what's up. Looks like we're pretty close to the base camp as is, which is nice. I really like the Ushopti Great Mode models they have in there. Those things are pretty cool. Alright.
Good news, Herr Professor. We made some important discoveries inside the temple.
Okay.
Excellent work.
He's happy. Quest rewards. We get some experience, which is cool, even though we're pretty much already maxed out on this character. Alright, we get some other good stuff. And let's head down here. See what's up. What do you got for me? Well, for you, we want to probably donate. So basically, we just... Yeah, we'll just trade all. Because none of this stuff's better. So we're just going to do this. And it'll trade all that. And yeah. Just got to make sure I didn't accidentally trade my main items. Alright, cool. So you can like donate them and you get like crafting resources, things like that.
There you are. You will be...
All that's missing is the final symbol, which
We found references to a number of ritual steals.
Mortuary cult.
The other steals.
decoys, more than likely. Probably in...
Damn tomb robbers. So enter the desert. So it looks like we got to go down this way. I see a glowing icon, which is usually indicative of the direction you want to go. So our quest continues. We're going to go see where that'll take us. In the lands of Nehekara. The tomb was pretty cool, though. It's really neat to see like the kind of inner workings of those places. Of course, in Total War Warhammer franchise, you get to see a lot of that kind of stuff. But I love this. I can just like head onto an objective or where I'm trying to go and just roast things on the way. Yeah, cooldowns are really short. And again, like in terms of like optimizing your play in this game, it's just really about like getting familiar with your rotation. And since this is pretty much the first time I've played with the Dwarf Slayer outside of like a couple introductory levels, I'm obviously not the most optimal with him, but I thought it'd be fun to show you guys like what he's capable of. Look at that, I love that, it's so awesome. Just gonna karate chop those guys. Pissed off looking Slayer. Oh, look at that, I can like grappling hook through him because of my immolation. It does a little bit of damage, which is cool. That's right, Tomb Guard, screw your melee defense. This Slayer is a boss. Here we go. Let us go forth to the great beyond. Main quest. Main quest. I haven't really tried a lot of the endgame things. Anna and I really just kind of punched through the storyline for the most part, but I'll have to give it a try. Here we go. Find the ritual. Okay, things are getting pretty real here. So let's go invulnerable. Pop some AoE damage, which is going to be cool. Roast that blob if we can. Drop the spit roast. Keep heading north. Skeleton archers. Clearly my Slayer doesn't have the missile resist. Taking a little bit of work here.
I need more time.
Okay, so I can't quite get over there. Oh, look at that. You can actually get across terrain a little bit. Okay, so there's 2 ritual sites. Looks like there's one up here. Just ignore these skeletons for now as they poke me. That's right. Stupid scarabs. Oh, look at this. The plot thickens.
Just another second.
That's right. Take that AoE damage. Ooh, Demon Slayer boots. And again, like, if you're obviously playing and you're not, like, already on a really juiced up character, you're going to want to probably pick up those, like, fragments and things like that. They're really important for, if you go here to the God Skill tree and things like that, and all your, like, crafting. Yeah, so I would recommend that. All right, so let's head down here. Boom. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh. And yeah, the difficulty scaling in this game, you can put it on some really, really, like, high difficulties. I probably could have put it up a little bit higher, but I didn't really know what to expect here, so we'll see here. So we gotta head down this direction. Whenever I used to play, like, Diablo 2 or things like that, I used to always, like, gather up all the mobs before I take them out. Come and get some. Come on, boys. Now, normally you would want to use this after you've already applied bleed effects, but in this case, we're gonna do it. And this one, I'm trying to remember which one it is. I think this one. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I need more time.
That's right. Down you go, skeleton archer. I'm curious to see what, like, the first boss is gonna be like. Maybe we'll fight it here. What treasure? It's gonna probably spawn a bunch of units. We'll pop 1 to go invulnerable. Do a little bit of AoE damage, apply the bleeds, and then from there we can do our flamethrower. Yes, yes. Take that treasure chest over there as well. Cool. We'll see if any of those are better than what we're using. And it looks like there's another ritual site down here as well. Can you guys mind getting out of the way here? Thank you. Alrighty. Slayers have got to be like one of the single coolest things in all of Warhammer. I was looking at the old Slayer models for Warhammer Fantasy, and man, speaking of Warhammer Fantasy coming back, God, that's gonna be awesome. I was like getting ready to play Age of Sigmar. I was like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna just give in, and I'll play an Empire army basically, and just call it that. But now that there's actually gonna be like support again, oh my God, that's so exciting. So just get all these guys with the flamethrower attack. Get that power mohawk going. And we found the final ritual stele here. Let's go ahead and activate this bad boy, see what happens. Let's get all the units here before we use our abilities. Oh! Oh, is there going to be a boss? Leave the desert. Oh, it doesn't look like it yet. And we arrive at the exit of the desert. Just around the corner. And let's see what awaits us on the other side. Perhaps back to the village. Yeah, we'll probably want us to go back here. Chat with the boys at the encampment, see what's cracking. I'll use my classic traveling technique. Tried and true dwarven tactics. I feel like they should give this to Slayers in Total War Warhammer so they can just like launch around.
But I found the right steel.
The inner crypt is certain to be well guarded. Returned.
I'm ready, dude. He's always like, return to me when you're ready. I'm like, dude, I'm always ready, man. Give me the crowns. Yes. Potion of Wrath. Oh, okay.
It's time. Marguerite is waiting for you. Marguerite will remain outside while you deal with the Guardians inside the crypt.
Of course.
Once that's the...
All right, let's go to the crypt. Meet with Marguerite to open the tomb. Oh, she's up here. Okay. I was about to head back towards those other areas we went before, but we'll hustle up here. Dwarves are natural sprinters. So yeah, Bloodless. You can unleash your character's Bloodless once you get full. It's good this came out. And basically you just become like the Destroyer of Worlds when you pop this. Like if you pop this on a boss fight, you just hit the tilde, or I forget what that button is actually called. But yeah, once you're full, it gets pretty wild. You'll see the character goes berserk, kind of, and the whole effect goes in, and you know, it's pretty neat looking. All right, so here we go. Let's keep hustling. Come, proud Dowie. We seek a worthy doom. So far, we haven't found one, but perhaps we'll fight some sort of oh my God, an Iro Titan. Wouldn't it be cool to fight one of those? Oh, what are those little scarab things chasing me? The Carrion look really cool too. I think my friend here, Marguerite, is going to be waiting. Aang, Avatar Aang.
I'm ready to begin when you
The guys are like, all right, we can leave now.
Are you sure this is...
What do you mean?
What happened to Nehekara, Marguerite? Did the cult do this?
He has a point. Dwarves are quite wise.
The high priest of the mortuary cult, a Nehekaran of royal blood named Nagesh, mastered the forces of life and death and became the first necromancer.
Wow, she's done her research.
But instead of fulfilling his oaths to the Tomb Kings, Nagesh used his powers only for himself. Among his many achievements was a potion known as the Elixir of Life, which granted him and his followers eternal vigor. Eventually, the great cities of Nehekara rose in revolt, and the necromancer was overthrown. Consumed by vengeance, he began a great ritual that swept across the land, resurrecting the souls of the dead to serve him for all time.
Okay.
Even the great Tomb Kings were summoned from their crypts to bow before the usurper. Fortunately for the living world, Nagesh was struck down before his ritual was complete. But Nehekara had been transformed forever into the haunted land you see today.
And this is the power you seek. It's unnatural, evil. What could your order possibly stand to gain from such magic?
Braggy knows what's up.
Professor Jura knows more about the Tomb Kings than anyone else in the old world. He is a gentle and kindly man, and much respected by the Amethyst.
I feel like they're just setting him up to be the heel.
There is good to be found here.
He's a gentle and kindly man. Yeah, sure.
I'm going to unseal the inner crypt.
Let's do it. Let's get in there. She's not walking with much purpose. Come on, Aang. Ooh, that was a basic sound effect. A little jump scare. We shall do the main quest. Let us fight whatever fell deeds awake. And out for wrath, for ruin. Yeah, the red sun rises. Defeat the Guardian. Okay, so there's some sort of a Guardian in here. Alright, that should be fun. Okay, so these are just the wimpy Guardians. These are the Walmart Guardians. These are the easy guys. We seek a greater foe. Treasure's cool. Again, the treasures are usually more important to grab if you're, not on a preset character, but we have a pretty juiced out character, so it's not as pertinent to us. All right, let's keep going here. And you can enhance your gear as well and add kind of enchantments of sorts as the game progresses. Thanks, darling. Alrighty, we continue to head through. Lady Turin says hello. Her Way Watcher that she plays, ready to go at all times. Just looking. I love how I can just immolate these guys as I go. Let's get a little roast in here. Get some experience. And you can see one of those bars does consume my rage. So if you look here, I forget which one it is. It's this one. Yeah, that one consumes my rage charges. These ones up here. So it doesn't a ton of damage if you have the full rage like I did before. Perhaps I'll save up now. Okay, so it looks like there's some sort of a wizard here. And this guy's a little bit tankier. Not much. I mean, he's a wizard, right? No one is tanky when the axes of Grungni thirst. Alright, we're going to keep heading this way. See what's cracking. Out of the way, lads. I'm on an important mission for this shady Amethyst wizard who probably has some evil ulterior motives, but it's okay. We'll get to that eventually, I'm sure. A lot of bones in here, huh? Well, I guess it's, it is Tomb Kings, right? Oh, what's this big scary room? I feel like something important might be going down here. That's right, Fury of the Mountain all day. Consumes a little bit of rage. Yeah, man. Okay, looks like it's going vulnerable. Let's pop the damage, just kind of run amongst the crowd. Do a little bit more AoE. Just charging through, dude. Okay, what's in here? Oh, looks like something we can almost interact with. The immolation is so nice. Oh my god, I love it. Alright. Little Bone Daddy there. Let's get that rend effect on him so he'll start taking some damage. Hopefully we're going the right way. It's always the worst thing when you go the wrong way and you're just oh, what's this? The Guardian. Alright, so let's go ahead and firstly get some bleed effects. Go invulnerable so we ignore his initial attacks here. We'll pop that. Do another dot. Oh, he got karate chopped.
You've done it. After so long.
Oh my god. Okay, so maybe the difficulty does need to be raised.
But here we are. Neb Maquette's crypt is ours.
There's no way this guy's good.
We'll begin cataloguing the artifacts for removal. Braggy Axebiter, I'm in your debt. You've done us a great service, and I will speak.
He's like just all. This guy's literally Palpatine. He's like, yeah, good Anakin. I will recommend you to the Senate. Like totally Palpatine.
Save the teary farewells, Professor. I made an oath to see you and your people home safely, Manling.
Oh, I love the Manling thing. Reminds me of the Gottschalk and Felix books.
Eh? As you wish. Now, if you'll excuse us, there is a great deal of work to be done.
Totally. That guy is 100% a villain. 100%. All right, guys. So on that note, Braggy Axebiter, we've shown you guys kind of the basics. I know my power level of my character was a little bit strong, but nonetheless, we were able to show you guys kind of the basics, what things looked like, and obviously there's a lot more to go through. That's just like the beginning of the act, right? So here, I'll show you what the Berserk looks like. See, he becomes like all enraged, and then you just get this special, unique attack where like, yeah. So every class has something similar, but this is the one for the dwarf. Figured we'd show you guys at the end here. And it lasts pretty long, but the damage is quite insane. Granted, I don't know how strong it is compared to like what we're using anyways. So we shall head back to the town, and from here we will wrap up this episode. You guys got to see the dwarf in action. And yeah, guys, stay tuned. I'm probably going to be doing some of these with Italian Spartacus. Maybe I'll get my lovely wife and we'll start some fresh characters so you guys can actually see that, and we'll do some streams and whatnot. But aside from that, we'll head back to the town for now, and we'll be calling that a day. So again, guys, remember, if you're interested in the game, that it is in the comment section below. You guys can see that, and it'll give you a link to all the details and everything. And yeah, I've definitely had quite a bit of fun playing my Empire Soldier. Granted, I think the difficulty needs to be increased on this, probably, considering the itemization you have. You're like pretty juiced. You're like, yeah, just super high level. Granted, I did take some damage a couple times, but you know, it's a really strong synergy, and he has some really good abilities for sure. So anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed. Thanks again for watching. Again, big thanks to Big Ben Interactive and the boys over there for sponsoring this video. And aside from that, stay tuned. May Grungni be with you, and we'll see you guys on the other side. Take care.